It's Chair Shot Reality on WrestlingInc.com. I'm Justin LeBar. He's Josh Eisenberg. And these are the weeks as wrestling fans and as wrestling analysts you'll live for, the weeks of the big shows, and it's the second biggest show of the year. It is SummerSlam. Brooklyn, once again, Barclays Center. Probably the last year they're going to be at Barclays before they relocate and move themselves around North America. Josh, let's get right into it. Of course, as we make our predictions, we urge you to check out WrestleRumble.com. First prize is $1,000. Every prediction's worth a certain amount of points. He or she who has the most points, you get the prize money. So just go to WrestleRumble.com, see what you're doing there. Let's start off with what is got to be one of the considered marquee matches, the one of the main events of the show, and is Ronda Rousey once again in the WWE ring. Now she's challenging for the Raw Women's Championship against Alexa Bliss.
This has to be the crowning moment, the crowning achievement for Ronda Rousey, capturing that Raw Women's Championship. It's funny because a recent article on ESPN says that Rousey wants to extend already. You know, she's had maybe a 2-year contract, I think it was, and she's having more fun than she's ever had in her entire life. So I see Ronda Rousey winning this match. I think Alexa plays a little cat and mouse game with her. I think that there's people that try to stop Rousey from winning. Maybe it's an Alicia Fox trying to get involved. But I do think this is the time Ronda Rousey, 6-7 minute match, claim the women's championship, and potentially get a rematch with Alexa Bliss, and then obviously with the Women's Evolution in October, that big pay-per-view, you can spotlight Ronda Rousey in an even higher profile match.
Yeah, we've seen a cast of women around Alexa Bliss, from whether it's her friend at one time is Alicia Fox, other times is Mickie James. I think trying to present a strength in numbers for Ronda to overcome would look good for her. It would also, in some ways, could try to protect Alexa Bliss in some regard. I think Ronda wins this. I think she wins it. I think the next night on Raw we find out that her first title defense will be at the Evolution show in October, and given the recent passing of Jim the Emo Neidhart, all the more reason I still firmly believe that Natalya could be the one who gets that first crack at Ronda.
Yeah, I completely agree. But looking at the SmackDown Women's Championship, Justin, you have Charlotte Flair challenging for the SmackDown Women's Championship, along with Becky Lynch, and the SmackDown champion is Carmella. Who do you pick in this triple threat match?
I want to pick Becky Lynch so bad. The fan in me wants to pick Becky Lynch. It makes sense. She's just been, if you want to go wins and losses, she's the hottest thing right now.
She's straight fire, Justin.
She is straight fire. But I do worry if Ronda's also going to, Ronda's also going to win the title. I wonder if that will take away from Becky Lynch having her moment. So, the Friday after SummerSlam Sunday is when the tickets go on sale again for the Evolution pay-per-view. Charlotte is the most well-known female performer behind Ronda Rousey in WWE, according to the mainstream. She does Sports Illustrated photo shoots. She has a last name Flair. So I could see Charlotte winning it, and maybe Becky goes on to win it later on in Evolution. So if I'm making a Wrestle Rumble pick and I'm trying to get some money, I'm going to pick Charlotte.
I'm going to go with Becky Lynch here. I think Becky Lynch actually does capture the SmackDown Women's Tag Team, SmackDown Women's Championship. For a lot of the reasons that you said, the hottest wrestler right now on SmackDown compared to wins and losses is Becky Lynch. They already have, which we think Ronda is going to be that big name for Evolution, so you don't need Ronda and Charlotte being your two champions heading in. One can be a challenger and one can be a champion. But I think Monday morning what we're going to be talking about a lot is, did Becky Lynch turn heel on Charlotte? Because I think she does whatever it takes. No. People are going to say that. She's not going to, but people are going to think how she wins the SmackDown Women's Championship is going to be a very heel tactic. Maybe a way that Carmella does, try to sneak a pin, try to steal one away, show a little bit of edge and a little bit of I will do whatever it takes to get back onto the top. And I think that's why Becky Lynch wins and becomes SmackDown Women's Champion again.
United States Championship, the match as of now is Shinsuke Nakamura versus Jeff Hardy. Randy Orton is peering around curtains and such. Does this match stay one-on-one, and who do you have walking out with the title?
Oh, man, that's a tough one. This is an odd feud. I think SmackDown wanted to have a triple threat match, but for whatever reason they didn't add Randy Orton in, and he's just peering around the corner, watching his back, similar to what you should be doing since Wardlow turned on you. But I do think Randy Orton inserts himself a little bit into the match. I think he goes out and attacks both guys, but I think at the end it's either a disqualification where you keep it open-ended, or Shinsuke Nakamura retains the United States Championship. I just don't see a championship change being necessary here, and I don't think Randy Orton gets involved because, quite frankly, Randy Orton doesn't need to be involved right now. He is the story of this match, and he's not even in the match.
Yeah, I don't see Shinsuke Nakamura relinquishing this title. It doesn't make sense on any level. I know there's a lot of rumors going on the internet right now about old allegations of Randy Orton's backstage behavior and such. Maybe is that playing in the factor of why he's not in the match, why he wasn't a big part of SmackDown? I don't know. It's possible, obviously, but any which way, even if he was in the match, I don't think that it increases any chances of him winning. I think Shinsuke Nakamura definitely holds on to this.
Yeah, and the Intercontinental Championship on Monday Night Raw is going to be defended. Seth Rollins with a returning and more jacked up Dean Ambrose, as we saw on Raw. It'll be Seth Rollins with Dean Ambrose in his corner against Dolph Ziggler with the ever so masculine, my man, Drew McIntyre in his.
Settle down there,
Did
Tiger.
you like that?
I
can't settle down. I'm getting excited. He's big, he's jacked. Everybody's scared of him. Drew McIntyre is the new Wardlow, Justin.
God, 2 references in one show. Yeah, I mean Dean Ambrose. I mean, he resembles Triple H in like every way possible. He's got the traps. He's got the biceps. He's the cut off sleeveless shirt. He's got the haircut. He's got the beard.
He kind of looks like you a little bit.
Oh,
he kind of reminded me of a version of you and Triple H. Seriously, with when you shaved your head, when you trimmed up the beard a little bit, it kind of looked like you and Triple H had a child.
The guy who looks like me is Baron Corbin ever since he shaved his head.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You wish.
I don't wish. I'm just pointing
You have
out.
all the tattoos already, so come on now. Who wins this?
Dolph Ziggler.
How?
I mean, you think the heel turn by Dean Ambrose has to come. I know we both want it. Whether that's something, I think we are going to get a heel turn. Whether they execute that on Sunday night or whether it's something we get on the Raw after, we'll have to see. But I think the heel turn makes sense because we've seen Ziggler and Rollins before. It's nothing new, so I think that would be obviously the new element to add in it is we have the guys in each corner. So what better way for Seth Rollins to lose and be protected by than having his brother stab him in the back?
Yeah, I think that's the right way to go. I think that's the only way to go, to be honest with you. I think Ambrose and McIntyre brawl for a little bit. Referee gets knocked out, and then Ambrose either hits him with a chair, similar to what Seth Rollins did to him when he broke up the Shield. And I think there's multiple reasons. Obviously that turn he can still bring up. And Dean Ambrose was Intercontinental Champion multiple times for a while, really capturing that title and doing good things to it. Maybe he's upset that he wasn't getting the respect that Seth Rollins was getting when Seth Rollins was Intercontinental Champion. So a little bit of jealousy there, a little bit of history bringing back up. At the end of the day, I think no matter what, Dean Ambrose is best suited as a heel moving forward in 2018 and could be really good at the end of 2018 heading into Royal Rumble and WrestleMania season. Yeah,
there's no shortage of explanations that you can write for Dean Ambrose's promo why he does why he does the heel turn. And I think it was real. I've talked about this for a while, and I was on the Dean Ambrose bandwagon for a long time, but I can even put it in perspective. I think that in a good way, Dean Ambrose, there's a lot of potential that just hasn't even been fully reached, and I think that there's a lot of his peers that are waiting for it to happen. They want to see Dean Ambrose go to that next level. Now, whether he's been restricted by the creative or the character asked of him to do, whether he's been restricted by the PG rating, there's a lot of things that can be debated, but I think everybody would agree this guy's got a lot of talent. He's shown some talent, but we haven't even begun to see the levels that he could ascend to. And it's he ain't the new guy no more. He's been around for 5 years. It's time to do it.
And I've been very critical of Ambrose, and I stand by everything that I've said before. Learn how to throw a harder punch. Put some more moves in your repertoire. You need to not be this lunatic, goofy guy, and part of that's his fault, part of that's creative's fault. But you're right, Justin. There's so much untapped potential for this guy, and he could be bigger and better. And I think the best way to make him a heel is obviously turning on the hottest face right now, aside from AJ Styles and Seth Rollins.
Yeah, Ambrose is a heel, Rollins is a face. You'll get tons of house show mileage out of that.
Absolutely.
In addition to TV promos. Plenty more predictions to come here on Chair Shot rather than Wrestling Inc. Make sure you leave a comment. You can subscribe. Do what you got to do. We got more here on the Binge Watch playlist.